So Zack is just giving some water to the kitty. They have a little cat here.
Yeah,
Fat
right
little
on.
cat. Cute little cat.
Here we go. Right. Come here, fatty. Come here. Good kitty, good.
Kitty, kitty.
Yes, I am a cat guy.
What's the
I'm
cat's
a cat
name?
dude. I like kitties.
What's the cat's name?
I have no idea.
Kitty,
I
huh?
think it's
Kitty.
Fat Albert.
Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty.
Fat Albert, maybe?
Fat Albert.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a good life
Chubbs.
here.
Chubbs.
Yeah, he's got a good life here, that's for sure.
His name is Chubbs.
Yeah, he's got a good life, man. He probably gets fed by dozens of people, you know? And just coming out to enjoy the sun. It's awesome to feel the sun on my skin.
Right,
You know?
here's your coffee.
When you're out there doing the things that I was doing and living the way I was living, it's real easy to forget things that are important, and we take everything for granted, you know? It's real easy to take stuff for granted, like just feeling the sun on your skin, you know? Hearing the birds chirp, you know? Anything like that. It's amazing how much stuff you just take for granted, man. Like it's almost like I'm reborn.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Are you grateful?
Very, very grateful.
Are you comfortable?
Yes. For the most part, you know. There's a little bit of discomfort once in a while, and that's I think me just mood swinging from the detox, you know. But I'm doing it, and I'm real happy I am, because at this point I can't imagine going back to that.
Feel safe?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I do. You know, the only one that I don't feel safe from is the devil. You know, and you know, he's out there. He's got plenty of people that he's working over. He don't need me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad for them, but at this point, I have to worry about me. You know, and I don't mean to be selfish, but sometimes you have to be. You understand that? Sometimes you have to be selfish. You know, I have to worry about my recovery. I have to worry about my well-being. I have to worry about, you know, me not having anything good in my life.
I agree. I made a video back in the day when I first started YouTube. We have to be I am just as selfish as I am with my recovery as I was when I was on, like, using.
Exactly.
I have to be as selfish, if not more. You have to protect it, dude, because you earned it.
Yeah, because those people out there that are still doing the thing, they don't care if I wake up to this or that. They can care less, you know. And I have to keep that in mind. You know, if you know, I think if I went to them right now and showed them what I'm doing and everything, I think they would just brush it off, brush it right under the rug. You know, they might not even be happy for me. You know, or unhappy for themselves.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't. They just don't want it. You know, they just don't want it. I feel bad for them. I really do. I feel very bad for them. But I mean, what am I gonna do? Join them?
Can't save them.
I cannot. I can't save them, and if I could, I would, but I can't. If I tried to, would they be grateful? No. At this point, no. They would be angry with me, probably.
It would go in one ear and out the other.
They would be angry with me, I bet. And they would look at me as a hypocrite still. And they would take it as me thinking I'm better than them. And I'm not. I'm not better than them. I just, at this point in my life, I came to some realizations, and
Saved yourself.
I got to be about it.
Saved yourself.
I got to be about it, or I'm going to be without it. You know. I could almost cry for them right now. I really could. I do care about a lot of them. All of them.
Does the sadness stem from, you know, what's going to happen to them if they keep going?
It's part of it.
And they're just not getting it?
That's part of it.
Yeah.
And the sadness also stems from the fact that I can't help them.
Powerless.
I'm powerless. The ball's in their court, and I want them to know that there's something better for them. I'm not better than they are, by no means, and I don't think I am. We're the same.
Yeah.
You know, we're just the same.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Good day, ma'am. What's the kitty's name?
Mau Mau.
Mau Mau. Why? 'Cause he eats so much?
No. That's just her name.
Mau Mau.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? And I don't want him to think that I think I am. You know, I really wish you all the best, and I have a message for you. You know, I really do. I have a message for you, and if you listen and realize that I'm not coming at you anyway, but as a friend, you know, it will benefit you. You know, I was headed straight, you know, into the grave, man, full speed, head first, full speed ahead, and the day that I decided, the morning when Daniel came and found me, you know, laying on the concrete.
See if you could get a little closer over here. Just a little closer.
Yeah. The way that Daniel found me that morning, I was on my way out. I knew it. I had a serious wake-up call from the moment he said,
Zackaroni.
Zackaroni, like he always does. From that moment, when I opened my eyes and I seen him, I said, man, I'm glad to see you. You know?
You did it.
And from that moment on, I started caring for myself. And, you know, if I could have brought everybody with me on this venture, I would have. If I could have brought them. But I can't. The ball's in everybody's court. Everybody has their own, you know, their own mind and their own way. But me personally, I'll only speak about me in this matter. I knew that if I didn't do something right then, that I wasn't going to live. I wasn't going to succeed in anything.
Yeah.
I was on a downward spiral, and you know, I don't know if it was the Lord or who it was, but somebody was telling me that I was done. I was through with money. I was through with everything. I knew it, and so, you know, I'd like to thank my higher power. I'd like to thank Daniel. I'd like to thank all the people out there that are still caught in the madness. You know, I'd like to thank them. They've helped me in a lot of ways too. You know, not so many positive ways, but they they continue to show me that I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And that sounds really selfish. It does. And I'm sorry for that. But looking back on that and just seeing people still out there doing that shows me that I definitely don't want to go back. Absolutely not. I went down way further than I ever have before.
Just know you're not missing anything.
No, I am
Just
not.
know they're still on their journey.
Yeah.
Even when you were out there, you know, you still gave game to the youngsters out there. And after you guys are done talking, session, whatever, just went about your business.
Yeah.
They just have to reach where they have to reach. You know?
Well, they have to get to a point in their life where, like I did, where maybe they have to go all the way to rock bottom and beyond. Maybe they have to do that. You know, I hope not. I hope they don't. You know, it's much easier for them to listen to what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and not to look at me as a hypocrite or just somebody preaching, you know. But if they listen, and from this point forward, they can even watch me, you know. Back then I was trying to send a message and I couldn't do it because people would look at me as a hypocrite.
Do you feel you were giving those messages because you felt like you were on your way out, or that's just what you do? You just drop game if you see they need it or could benefit from it. Like, did you feel like your life was coming to an end? Is that why you kind of?
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, nobody would listen because they were watching what I was doing instead of listening. I used to tell people, don't watch me, listen to me. You know, don't do what I do what I say. But that's really hard to do when somebody's sitting there with them, you know. Now I have a pretty decent head start on my new life. I'm totally ecstatic, and I'm going to embrace it. I don't want to leave my homies and my homeboys and homegirls out there in the path of destruction. But it's not up to me, you know. And I'm going to tell everybody from this moment forward, if you listen to what I'm saying, it's worth $1 million right now. It really is. It's worth $1 million. It will save you so much anguish and pain and destruction. You know, just to hear what I'm saying. You know, the pills are what put me on the dangerous path. You know, I'm in this wheelchair because of them. You know, and I don't know if the damage is reversible or not. At this point, it's a 50-50. You know,
It's a slow process.
and I feel almost not right even saying it, but I know that if I don't say it, that definitely wouldn't be the right thing to do. You know, if just 1 or 2 people get the message, it'll be worth it. You know, those pills are very destructive, and they're an attack upon us. They really are. You know, I didn't even like to do them. You know, I didn't even like to do them. It was a love-hate thing. You know, I hated to love them and loved to hate them. If that makes any sense. You know, and I'm just saying, come on, guys. The answers are right in front of you. They really are. There's people there for you if you want them. You know, and there's things you can do to save yourself. I promise you, I really promise that if you keep on this destructive path, you will be destroyed. You will. And in ways I'm destroyed. I did it to myself, I did. You know, and I'm sad to say that if everybody doesn't have a moment of clarity, it's going to lead to your destruction when it comes to this.
You went as far down as you could go.
Yes, I did. From the very beginning when they were introduced to the end, which was the day I came in here a week ago. You know.
Just keep in mind that like an optimistic thought maybe is, even though they're still out there, you're here getting stronger. You're here getting better. So you could lead by example. So maybe eventually down the road you could get out there and continue to spread the message. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that another client?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take an intermission.
Yeah, we'll take the intermission here. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Well, you know, if any of the folks out there can learn from this, it would be great. You know, I'm sending a message, and it's priceless. You know, you don't have to go where I went. You don't have to be what I was. You don't have to, you know, go to rock bottom, so to speak. You know, there's nothing good that awaits you. You know, I was on the wrong path. It was ugly. You know, I look back on it now and I can't even believe I went there. I'm so ashamed to say that was me. I always think about that video. I've fallen and I can't get up. That commercial, that was me. I had fallen and I could not get up. Thankfully, with some help from people like Daniel, actually from help from Daniel himself and my mom and dad, you know, my sister and Allie as well. You know, thankfully, with some help from just a few good people, I was able to catch myself right at the last moment. Right at the very last moment. I was done. And I knew that day if I didn't do something, there was no future for me, there was no hope for me, there was no nothing. So please, guys, you know, if I can ever help anybody in any way, I'm glad to. But for now, all I ask is please, you know, understand what I'm saying. I'm not a hypocrite anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. So it won't be destructive for you to watch me or listen to me. You know, I love everybody out there. You're my brothers and sisters. You know, I ask you please, for yourself, for your loved ones, for your people, you know, I'm there for you if I need to be. And God is there, always there. You know? So, anyways, thanks, Daniel. And,
You're welcome.
you know, I want to give props to Daniel for his help. I want to give props to myself.
Yep,
For
you
being
did it.
smart enough to snap out of it.
You did it.
God bless everybody. Thank you. Peace.